Namaste. Welcome to Cooking with KC. That's me, Krishna Chaitanya Dasi. Same day, different recipe. As you can see, I'm still in the same clothes. Okay, I don't wear the same clothes every day. I'm just doing different recipes throughout the one day. So, following on with our Korean theme, I will be making japchae noodles, and it's one of my favorite noodle dishes, and really simple and easy to do. So for this recipe we will need the sweet potato noodles, which comes like this. You can buy it at the Asian groceries or you can get it in those local supermarkets. We need spinach, shiitake mushrooms, the dried shiitake mushrooms. So what I've done was I've soaked this in this came dried, put it away, but came dried, but you soak it in boiling water and put a lid on it, and then that would actually help to soften. And as you can see, it's quite soft, it's springy, and actually it's right in front of me. There you go. Yeah, so what we do is we want to slice it really thinly, and a sharp knife really helps. Okay, so just slice it like that, and that's how thin you want to get it. No, I'm not sure if you can really see, but put that aside. And then you've got the capsicum, you've got, I use both coloured capsicums just to give it a bit more colour. I love seeing colours in my food. Carrots, which I've grated. If you don't have an Asian grater, unfortunately I forgot to bring it today, but if you don't have an Asian grater, you just julienne it, so into matchstick sizes. And then your onion, just slice it thinly, about that thin. You don't want it too thick, okay? And then you've got garlic, toasted sesames, sugar, sesame oil, soy, and the spinach, okay? So it's a really healthy dish, noodle salad dish. And so what we do, to start, what we do is, with these sweet potato noodles, you don't need to cook it for very long. The key thing is to cook it up for about 7 minutes. It doesn't take that long, or even less. Depends on the type of sweet potato noodles that you use. Some are actually thinner than others. This one is like mediocre. There are Korean ones which are quite thick, but this one's mediocre. And once it's cooked up, rinse it like you would do with pasta and other types of noodles, and it comes out like this. Okay, so that's how it comes out. And as you can see, it's still, see, so it's cooked, but it's not too cooked. It's not too soggy, where because noodles, with this kind of noodles, it does need to not be too soggy, okay, because soggy makes it not very nice in flavor and taste. So what we do is, after that, after you've rinsed it well, you get the scissors and you're going to cut it, because these noodles are quite long, and you just cut it. So I cut it into 4, and then I'm just going to drizzle a bit of, oh! Okay, voila, gloves are on. Okay, so I've just poured, you didn't see me pour it, but I just poured a little bit in here, and you can add a little bit more, just so that the noodles don't stick together too much. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, once the noodles are finished, we're going to start onto the vegetables. Okay, so we're going to fry that up lightly, and then after that's done, all we do is mix it together. That's as simple as this recipe gets. So I'm going to turn this on. Let me just finish chopping these mushrooms. Just put that on the heat. Hope I didn't chop any gloves with the meal. Okay. That's it. Okay, so this is starting to heat up now, warm up. just a bit of oil. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put in the garlic. Okay. So put all the garlic in. So there's 2 cloves of garlic here. I actually did more because I'm cooking for the crew. The crew is just Gauchi, Dusty and I to have after this, after we've finished. So I used a whole packet of sweet potato noodles. So that's why I times the double up on the garlic. Let's put that in. And then I'm going to put in the onions now. Okay. So see this beautiful colour? Love colour in food. Natural colouring, not those food colouring additives that they have these days. So fry that up. Put this aside. So we will give you the recipe in the video, so don't be alarmed. But it's just 1 onion, or half an onion if you want. Just get that till it's fragrant. You don't want the onion too raw. It's nothing worse than having raw onion breath. So that should be okay now, because we're going to add in the carrots. With this, because it's like a salad as well, so we don't want the vegetables to be overly cooked. Okay. Normally I don't measure my ingredients. I basically just go according to gut. But for this, I've measured it properly so that you guys can do it at home. And if it doesn't turn out, you can't blame me. Okay? Okay, and then we're going to put in the capsicum. Because the shiitake mushroom is already cooked, but we can put it all in together now. You can actually put the shiitake mushroom in first up with the onions too if you want. So that aside, that's done. And just look at this. Okay. And I'm going to put in the sugar. So just about a tablespoon of sugar. I used 1 whole red capsicum and 1 whole yellow capsicum, and about 12 shiitake mushrooms, 1 onion, and 6 cloves of garlic. But the small cloves, not the big cloves. And about 1 tablespoon of the sugar, and similar amount of soy. And 2 tablespoons there. With the thing with sesame is you actually don't need to cook the sesame oil. So I add the sesame oil in a little bit more for flavour and taste. And then I'm going to add the spinach in last now, because what happens is the spinach once the spinach is cooked, there's moisture that comes out of the spinach. So we don't want to have any extra water in there when we mix it with the sweet potatoes. Look at that. And folks, if you do have any questions about these recipes, feel free to put in the comments. Send us an email or send us a message on YouTube or Facebook, and we'll definitely get back to you. So spinach is starting to wilt now. And as you can see, these recipes don't take long to cook at all. I like to keep life simple, and so does my husband. So we also like to simplify our cooking as well, but yet still keep it nutritious and tasty. And that would be about it for me. Okay, so I'm going to turn that off. And just look at that. Okay, the vibrancy and colour. Beautiful rainbow colours. And from there, all we're going to do now is add it to the sweet potato noodles. With the sesame seed, I buy raw sesame and I toast it up. And a trick that my auntie taught me when I was visiting her in Sydney was that she toasts up the sesame, and then she also adds soy sauce in there, and it gives such a nice flavour. And I got addicted to it. Got addicted to eating that, and I had to make it on my own when I got back. So I always make a jar, and I keep a jar in the cupboard. This is a great thing about cooking, is that some you can keep in the cupboard, take it out when you need to as a side dish, or a sprinkle on top of rice or noodles or bread. And then we're going to mix all of this together. Okay, so we're going to mix this up now, so give it a good toss. And look at this beautiful, beautiful colour. If I'm not throwing my food everywhere. And then what you can do is put in the toasted sesame. Put this aside. Just mix it up. So you may find that you might want to add more soy at the end. That's fine too. You don't need to cook the soy. If you find that you want a bit more of a salty flavour, then you can add the soy in. But normally I don't have too much salt or too much sugar in my diet. Okay, so we're going to serve it up on a plate or in this little bowl so that you can see how beautiful it looks. God, it's making me hungry. And there you go. It's your japchae dish there. And I like to sprinkle a little bit more. I'm a big fan of sesame seeds. So that's it there, folks. Very pretty. Too pretty to eat, but it will get eaten. Haribo.